What the freak is this? I swear they are just like Jet, but with even less justification for their action. Imagine comparing colonized peoples and their politics to a freaking children's show character because you freaking get your politics from a streamer. Freak, you're heavily unserious people. Black left Twitter going hard on Vaushites. Wait, weren't y'all literally comparing Shark to Uncle Ruckus and the guy from Django numerous times? Wait, Jet literally was a colonized person who... Okay. Dude, okay, the episode with Jet was insufferable for several reasons. However, like, politically, the whole point was... Yeah, okay. Watch Avatar The Last Airbender, is the point, okay? They can't engage with media. Yeah. Jet is a comrade. No, well, the point is he's not really one, right? I really like the way they handled Jet as a character, because in a bad story, what they would have had happen was Jet would have been like a militant pro-Earth Kingdom liberation fighter. Aang would have been like, whoa, dude, you've gone too far, after Jet, like, fights some Fire Kingdom soldiers and is, like, mean about it or whatever. But the thing that actually takes him over the line isn't him fighting off the soldiers, it's him, like, killing a whole town of people, you know, and civilians too. It's very clear where the line is, and it's not just, like, liberal civility politics bullshit, where it's like Jet is bad because he fights or whatever. Because there are bad shows that would have done that, where it's like, oh, Jet, if you actually want peace for your people, you need to, like, reason with the Fire Kingdom, or you need to help refugees or whatever. But no, they're totally fine with Jet, like, running guerrilla warfare raids and, like, beating the shit out of Fire Kingdom soldiers. And, like, realistically killing them. Because, like, in The Last Airbender, they don't show people dying, but people obviously die, like, all the time off screen, and it's not even remotely subtle. They can't show it because it's a cartoon on Nickelodeon, but they obviously get killed all the time, you know? You just described Bioshock Infinite's revolution? Yeah, but that's the thing that made Bioshock Infinite kind of fucking bad, you know? Like, the final enemies that you face in Bioshock Infinite are the black and brown people who were literal slaves under the white owning class in Colombia. That's pretty fucking weird, man. Like, that's pretty strange. Especially, like, it would have been one thing... Okay, it would have been one thing if there was, like, a series of incidents that led them to distrust Booker DeWitt, and they end up turning on Booker DeWitt for reasons that aren't really associated with their moral turn, right? Like, if Booker DeWitt had promised something, but then due to, like, time shenanigans because Elizabeth was opening portals everywhere, like, he fucked up or something got confused or whatever, and they're like, whoa, hold on, you're not Booker DeWitt. That's kind of what happened. The reason they started firing on Booker DeWitt is because Booker DeWitt jumped timelines, and he moved to a timeline where Booker DeWitt was a revolutionary hero and died. So when Booker DeWitt shows up in that timeline, they're all like, he died several years ago, and you are definitely a fake, and we are going to kill you because what the fuck? And that makes sense. But then you confront the leader of the Vox Populi, and she's like fucking crazy evil for no reason. Like I understand them turning on you because you, from their perspective, are back from the dead. But then you confront the leader, and she's like, we gotta kill all the whiteys. And then she finds like a 6-year-old white boy to stab to death or something. And it's like, what? Why? She didn't act anything like this in the thing, you know? And then she gets killed by Elizabeth, and her getting killed by Elizabeth is like Elizabeth's coming-of-age moment. It's really gross. Yeah. What makes a girl a woman? Blood. I remember. Yeah, wait, hold on. Keep in mind, the leader of the Vox Populi was, like, totally reasonable the entire game up until the timeline jumping. If the implication was that the timeline jumping made her crazy, like you entered a timeline where she was crazy, then why did Booker DeWitt work with her in that timeline? Does anyone understand what I'm talking about right now? Look at this. This woman, the leader of the Vox Populi, was responsible for organizing and leading an armed revolt of slaves against the white owning class on this floating magical city.
No! She's going to kill that child. Booker, we have to do something. We have to act. We have to get in there. Come on, Booker, we've got to get out of here. Boost me up. Go to the window and distract Daisy. Go!
Is this it? Is this your movement, Daisy?
This is what needs to be done. You see, the founders ain't nothing but weeds. Cut them down and they just grow back. If you want to get rid of the weed, you gotta pull it up from the root. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, this is literally just like fear of retribution bullshit. Daisy Fitzroy was totally reasonable the whole fucking game, and then it's like, oh, well, now she's like crazed with blood in her face, like, oh, no, actually, we have to kill all the whiteys. Like, what the fuck? Why? She was like fine. Yeah, it's like a both sides thing. At the end of this game, you're fighting against two equally evil sides: the black and brown revolutionaries who want freedom, and the like ultra evil tyrant Christian nationalist white slave owners. You know, like I, Booker DeWitt, the ultimate centrist. You know, the centrism shit really fucks the whole point of the game in the ending too, because like centrism, political centrism in this context, for one, is very reactionary, and for two, like that's not very Bioshock, right? Like, you're not a centrist in the first Bioshock game. You're just an observer who enters a place ruled by a specific ideology, and in encountering that place and dealing with its problems, you engage with critiques of that ideology, right? It was like objectivism in the first one, and it was like communism or pluralism in the second. And then for Bioshock Infinite, it's like, well, actually, we didn't want to go too hard criticizing white supremacy as an ideology, so we had to make sure that black supremacy was also on the table for criticism. And it's like, really? Booker was a literal Pinkerton and participated in the genocide of the Native Americans? Yeah, which makes it especially weird that he would end up going in this direction, too. Like, listen, what better redemption for a Pinkerton than killing 5 billion white supremacists, which is most of this game, you know? Yeah, I saw Iron Pod. I played the DLC. Yes. Where the time-traveling twins were like, actually, we had to have this happen so that Elizabeth would become a woman or whatever.